Okay, today we're going to create equations of perpendicular lines. That's what you're going to do. Write equations of perpendicular lines. Reminder, perpendicular, the slope of a perpendicular line, what we decided, you flip it and you make it the opposite. Flip and opposite. So if it's positive, it's negative. Negative, it's positive. Let's just refresh our memories. The reciprocal slope of 4 over 3 would be negative 3 over 4. 1/2 would be negative 2 over 1 or just negative 2. Okay, that's what I mean by flip and make it the opposite. So, 3 steps, nothing new. Definitely something we want to be masters at though. First step is identify slope. That's like what I just did right there. I said, okay, this is what my slope would be. Second, you have this little point and slope skeleton, I guess you could call it, where you just kind of fill in the blanks. And third, you use point slope form. So let's create a line that is perpendicular to this line and passes through the point 2, 2. Strategy. Box off your slope. That's what we're analyzing on that line. So my slope of this line is 1 over 2. So my perpendicular slope would be what? Negative 2 over 1, but you can just write it as negative 2. Got that? So notice what I did. I boxed off the slope. I wrote the slope down because I'm pretty good. I feel pretty good about doing this, being able to do the opposite, but when they're all smushed together, sometimes it can get confusing. So then I did the opposite. That's step 1. Step 2, now I have my skeleton and my slope. So it looks like 2, 2. That's the point they told me. 2, 2. In step 3, I use point slope. And that's where it gets to be the algebra portion. I'll talk us through it. Y minus the y I'm given is equal to my slope times x minus the x I'm given. Get y alone. Now I don't plus a negative much, but definitely I plus a negative when I'm distributing a negative. So many kids mess that up. Distribute. Y minus 2 equals negative 2x plus negative 2 times negative 2, positive 4. Move my 2. Y equals negative 2x plus 6. I don't have room. I need to move this. Oh, darn it. Plus 6. And that's the equation. So, let me review my steps. First, I found my slope. Second, I used that skeleton. Third, I used point slope and then got y alone. Okay, doing it again. Let's create an equation of a line that's perpendicular to blah, this whole line, and passes through the point. 2, 8. First, slope. So what I do first is I box off this slope. I write it down, and I think, what would my opposite slope be? Flip it, 3 over 1, opposite sign, so it becomes positive. That's step 1. Step 2 is that point and the slope. So the point, they give you the point, 2, 8. My slope is 3. Step 3, point slope. So y minus 8 is equal to 3 times x minus 2. Am I done?
No.
No, I gotta get y alone. Distribute. y minus 8 equals 3x minus 6. Add 8. So y equals 3x. Do I add or subtract these two? See how they're different? Minus and plus. So I have to actually subtract them. So 8 minus 6 is 2. It would be plus 2. That's the equation of the line that is perpendicular to the line that they gave me. This is fun. Or not. One of 8th graders, a lot of 8th graders don't love parallel and perpendicular because it is so many, there are so many steps to do this. But let's just go through the steps I gave you. Step 1, step 2, step 3, move on. Step 1, step 2, step 3. So that's what I would do. Step 1 is my slope. So if I'm parallel to this, just kidding, I'm perpendicular. If I'm perpendicular to 4 over 1, then my perpendicular slope would be flip it, make it negative. That's my slope. Step 1, slope. Step 2, I have my point and my slope. Uh-oh, it's going to be a fraction. That stinks. That's okay though, because I gave you a strategy for fractions. One more step, almost done, even though it's the longest step. Step 3, point slope. Y minus the y I'm given is equal to my slope times x minus the x I'm given. Do you see that I'm distributing a negative? That's why I'm going plus a negative. Because I don't want to mess up this negative. You can, trust me. So now I have y minus 12 equals negative 1/4 x. Now remember what we said, when I times a fraction, you times the top, or you times it by the top, put it over the bottom. So negative 1 times negative 4 is 4 over 4. What does that turn to? 1. So you could just turn that to 1. Almost done. Plus 12, plus 12. Y equals negative 1/4 x plus 13, because I have 1 plus 12 is 13. And I am done. I created my perpendicular line.